Welcome to another edition of Biblical Errancy Commentary, the series that takes a critical look at Scripture, pointing out its numerous errors, contradictions, and fallacies. This program teaches a kind of Sunday school in reverse by giving you the biblical information that you should have heard but didn't. With millions of Americans hearing a totally one-sided presentation of the Bible, balance is greatly needed. Only when people are given both sides of an issue can a truly objective analysis be possible. And here to provide the alternative perspective is the editor of Biblical Errancy Newsletter, Mr. Dennis McKenzie.
Welcome to the 47th edition of Biblical Errancy Commentary. We're pleased you've joined us. A question that probably should have been addressed long ago is, why be concerned? Why care if people want to take the Bible seriously and base their lives on its philosophy, whatever that is? If people want to believe that superstitious medieval nonsense, let them. That's their mistake, not mine. Thoroughly answering this question would require many commentaries. But you don't have to go into all the gory details to reveal the general situation. If bibicists absorb the propaganda they are fed, it's going to infect everyone in the nation, if for no other reason than the number of people involved. Believers in the Bible have voting power, which can't be ignored, and to try to shuffle them off to some isolated corner simply isn't realistic. A definite anti-social mentality with the following prominent features will come from those most dedicated to inerrancy and a literal interpretation of the Bible. First, they'll contend, for instance, that a better world is coming, so why work to improve this one? They won't be involved in the improvement of social conditions or participate in such projects as VISTA, the Job Corps, and the Peace Corps. Even donations of money to missionary programs in foreign countries won't be done out of a concern for the welfare of their fellow human beings, but only to ingratiate themselves with others so that the latter will listen to the message being conveyed. Their strategy is both subtle and insidious, if not unscrupulous. 2. Strong believers in the Bible are not going to really be concerned with the environment or the physical rape, pillage, and plunder of the planet. After all, they reason, why be concerned if you're only going to live here for approximately 70 or 80 years anyway? As one former Christian recently told me on the telephone, the fate of the whales has now become important to him. Third, because of concepts such as heaven and hell, and rewards and punishment, people will be inclined to act appropriately because they expect personal satisfaction in the great beyond, rather than because it's the right thing to do. Good deeds and proper social behavior will arise more out of self-interest than a real commitment to decency. The entire New Testament is closely involved with rewards, and more rewards. In truth, you should do the right thing because it's the right thing to do, not because you expect some kind of reward, kickback, or payoff someday. 4. They won't oppose wars with real conviction and might even welcome them for several reasons. A, to most Christians, when you're dead, you're merely sleeping and waiting for the day you'll arise. So there's no real loss. B, since you're going to a better world anyway, why be concerned about your fate in this one? C, since you can't really be destroyed, regardless of what happens on the battlefield, why be concerned with anti-war or anti-nuclear activity? And D, why fight the tide of history anyway, since Armageddon is inevitable according to the Bible? 5. Strict adherents to the Bible will oppose sexual equality, and they will promote the subordination of women. they certainly won't be at the head of women's lib movements or demonstrations. You can certainly bet on that. Religion in general, and biblicist in particular, have done everything they can possibly think of to keep women subservient and in their place. Many biblically brainwashed, and that's about the only word to use, many biblically brainwashed women will actually argue that the Bible gives them a ranking equal to that of men, despite the fact that many verses clearly show the opposite. It doesn't. According to the Bible, women are dirtier than men, are to be subservient to men, and are the prime cause of original sin. Paul's position on women is utterly disgusting and degrading. Biblical teachings can't help but retard the maturation process of females and damage the image they have of themselves. 6. Of great importance is the fact that, that religious people are going to believe that giving to God's alleged representatives, people such as Falwell, Graham, Robertson, Schuller, and so forth, is equivalent to giving to God Himself. Buying your way into heaven is the unspoken and unwritten motive, and accounts in large measure for the fact that many clergymen and denominations are extremely rich. 7. Believers are going to feel that their antisocial behavior can be forgiven by giving wealth to the church, repenting, confessing, accepting Jesus, fasting, abstaining, and fulfilling rituals.